will discuss about the neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction that occurs between acid and base and its uses in daily life. To understand the neutralization reaction, you have to read to know about the what is reaction. So reaction, when new substances are formed having entirely different property and new substances, and that new substances are formed from one or more substances, that we call reactant. What is meant by these lines? To understand this, you know about elements, that all our surrounding things are made up by the joining of atoms, and the things that we see around us, they contain particular type of atom, and one kind of atom is known as element. And to understand the reaction or chemical reaction, I take an example of water compound or water molecule. For the formation of water molecule, 3 atoms require hydrogen, 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. You know that all our surrounding things are made up by the joining of atoms. So water is also formed by the joining of atoms. So 3 atoms here present, 2 atoms of hydrogen element and 1 atom of oxygen element. Here 2 atoms of hydrogen element and 1 atom of oxygen element. 1 atom of oxygen element. To occur the chemical reaction, they combine together, because all the things that we see around us are formed by the joining of atoms. So to form the water molecule, these atoms are combined together and water molecules are formed. Water molecules are formed. So this is water molecule. You know in this case that how arrangement of molecules gets changed. Here, here 3 atoms are separated from each other, and in this condition 3 atoms are combined with each other and form water molecule, H2O. What is molecule? Molecules are formed by the joining of 2 or more than 2 atoms. When 2 or more than 2 atoms, such as these are atoms, when joining of atoms, by the joining of atoms, molecules are formed, and this is molecules. And what is compound? If more than 1 elements are combined together and form a new substance, that we call compound. In water molecule, here are 2 elements present, hydrogen and oxygen. So water molecule is also known as compound, because in compound 2 type of elements, 2 type of atoms or more than 1 element combined together to form compound. So you have seen here that how does arrangement of molecule gets changed during the reaction. So this is reaction, and the substances. What is substances? All the things around us made by the atoms. Atoms or molecules or compounds and elements. So elements, atoms, compound, these are all, we can say that these are all substances. So the substances that take part in the reaction we call reactants. So atoms of hydrogen and oxygen are called as reactants, and the substance that are formed after reaction, that is in this case is water. So this is product. So this is known as products. So now come at the definition of reaction. What is reaction? When new substances that we call products are formed, and these new substances having entirely different properties. H2O are having entirely different property from the atoms of hydrogen and oxygen from which they are formed, and new substances are formed, and these water substances are formed from 1 or more substances. Here 3 substances are used, that we call reactants. So this is reaction. So now come at the neutralization reaction. When acid and bases react with each other and form salt, water, and heat is evolved in this reaction, that reaction we called as neutralization reaction. So acid and bases react with each other and salt and water is formed, and along with these products salt and water, heat is evolved, means heat is released along with these products. To write this reaction in a chemical formula form, we take an acid, hydrochloric acid, dilute hydrochloric acid, HCl, and base, sodium hydroxide, and acid and bases are react with each other. And when this reaction occurs, when hydrogen part of acid always replace the metallic part of the base and attached with OH part. When acid and base reaction occurs, then hydrogen replace metallic part of base, and here metal is Na, and attached with hydroxide part which is OH, and form water molecule, and remaining part such as Cl and Na remaining here, so they are combined together and form NaCl. So this is NaCl. So hydrogen attached with OH and form water molecule, and Cl and Na are combined together and form salt, NaCl, and salt is formed by the reaction of acid and base. And heat is evolved in this reaction, and properties of salt is exist in solid state. Salt solution are good conductor of electricity, that salt solution are allowed electricity to pass through it. Most of the salt are soluble in water. Next is uses of neutralization reaction in daily life. First use is in to cure indigestion and to get relief from indigestion problem. What is indigestion? In the condition of if we take the excessive amount of spicy food, then our stomach produce in a large amount hydrochloric acid, and it creates acidity in our stomach. And to get relief from acidity, we have to need to neutralize the effect of acid, such as in our stomach acid is produced during the intake of the diet which contain spicy food. So in the condition when our stomach produce acid, to neutralize this effect of acid, we need to add some bases to this acid. So this acid may gets neutralized by the joining with base. So we take a base to neutralize the effect of acid which is produced by stomach. So this base is known as antacid. And the example of antacid is milk of magnesia. And milk of magnesia contains the base that we call magnesium hydroxide, and the formula of magnesium hydroxide is MgOH2. So now come at this reaction. When acid react with bases, what happens? Salt and water is formed, and we get relief from the acidity problem in our stomach by the reaction of acid and base and antacid tablets which contains milk of magnesia, and in milk of magnesia base magnesium hydroxide is present. So by taking the tablet of antacid, we can get relief from acidity problem in our stomach. Now the second use of neutralization reaction in treatment of soil, and the first is when soil becomes too acidic. Soil cannot grow properly when soil is too acidic and too basic. So we need to treatment the soil that are having the quality of too acidic and too basic. So first is when soil becomes too acidic, and to neutralize the effect of this acidic behavior of of soil, we need to add some bases to this soil, and after adding the base, the soil that are having acids, we can neutralize the effect of acid. So and after this treatment, soil can able to grow the plants in a better way. And next is when soil becomes too basic. So in this condition, we need to add acid to the soil to neutralize the effect of basic, because acid and basic are react with each other and form salt and water. And in this condition, the acid and base react with each other and neutralize the effect of each other. So first is when soil is too acidic, then we add base to neutralize this effect, and then after salt and water is formed. And when soil is too basic, then it means that in soil base are present. To neutralize this effect, we need to add some acid to the soil. So the both base and acid are react with each other and neutralize the effect of each other, and soil and the products will be salt and water. So after this, soil will become having the capability to grow the plant in a better way. Now the third use, that in the case of ants and bees sting, how we can relieve from the acid that is injected by ants and bees when they sting or bite a person. When ant and bees sting or bite a person, they inject a acid that we call formic acid, and because of this acid that is injected in our skin, that creates a lot of pain. So to get relief from this pain, we rub a base, and that base is baking soda, and by rubbing the base on the side of injecting formic acid, we get relief from this acidic pain, and by the reaction of acid and base, salt and water is formed. So this is that how can we get relief from the formic acid that is injected by the ants and bees. Then when they bite on our skin. The fourth use in treating of factory wastes. The wastes that are discharged by factories we call waste substances, and that waste substance contain acid. And when these waste substances are allowed to discharge directly into water bodies like pond, lakes, rivers, so the animals present in that water bodies gets died. So these waste substances before discharging directly into water bodies should be treated with base. So that the effect of this acid can be neutralized, and because of this acid, aquatic animals will not be affected. So this is a fourth use in which we have seen that how can we neutralize the effect of acid that is present in waste substances, and that is most harmful to aquatic animal. We can neutralize the effect of the acid that is present in waste substances by adding the base, and before discharging this waste product and this waste substances directly into water bodies. So this chapter I finished here.